Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with another LEGO Star Wars 2016 Summer Set review. And this time I am back with the Rebel Combat Frigate, set number 75158, ages 9 to 14, because of 936 pieces, and it's retailing for £100 or $110. So it is somewhat on the pricier side, and especially when you look at the actual size of this vehicle, like if you have it in your hands, you can see that really $110, £100 is maybe a little costly. Personally, I'm a big fan of the design of this vehicle, but I think it's more just down to the actual design of it in Star Wars rather than the actual LEGO design. It does have some pretty nice features. There are a few little things which I wish they would have improved on, but overall I think it is a good set, a nice one to pick up. With that being said, let's go straight into the review, starting off with I think the biggest, well at least one of the biggest draws of this set. We have of course the adult version of Ahsoka Tano. Okay, so starting off with the first minifigure, we have adult Ahsoka Tano. Now, strictly speaking, she's not a Jedi by this point, by, the time Rebels happens, because a major arc in the Clone Wars by the end of Season 5 was the fact that she left the Jedi Order. Despite the fact she has lightsabers and she's still Force sensitive, of course, she's technically speaking no longer a Jedi. I believe she's referred to as a Grey Jedi, or something along those lines, I'm not entirely sure. Comparing her to a Jedi counterpart, this is of course Ahsoka from the Clone Wars. As you can see, she does look considerably older, which I do like. She's, I believe in her 30s or something by the time the Rebels happens. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars counterpart as well, the character and the minifigure. Very nice. Obviously not comparing it to the first variant, because the first variant of Ahsoka was terrible, but anyway. Okay, so this Ahsoka variant, this variant of Ahsoka is definitely one of the best. I'm borderline, do you like this Ahsoka or this Ahsoka more? Leave down in the comments which Ahsoka do you prefer. This one definitely has more detail, but then again, this one is the most latest version. We haven't had another Ahsoka like this since 2013, I believe was the last version we had this Ahsoka. But yeah, so this Ahsoka is a very, very nice minifigure, definitely the biggest draw. Her head, tails, tendrils, I'm afraid I don't know what they're called, but they are somewhat rubbery, the same material of course, oh sorry, not the same material, no, these ones are plastic, like hard plastic. These ones aren't, these I think are made out of the same material Plo Koon's head was, like kind of the rubber type thing, so I think it's a nice touch. I'm glad they gave us more rubbery kind of thing, because of course they are meant, well not meant to move, but they're meant to be more fleshy type thing. She does have a double-sided face. This is her first-sided face. Funny enough, slightly different skin tone than before. I'm not entirely sure if that's just LEGO improving or if that's actually what happens, like the character, the skin tone darkens. I don't quite remember. But nonetheless, very, very nice detailing here. Very, very good. Looking at the back head printing, we have kind of the angry face. As I said, she's more of a Grey Jedi. And I guess a spoiler for Season 2 of Rebels, when she's fighting Darth Vader, she makes a comment saying that she's not a Jedi anymore. So basically saying that, oh yeah, I'm badass now because I can kill you because I'm not a Jedi, Anyway. Anyways, the back printing is pretty basic. Nothing too special there. Just some standard kind of things. Of course, she doesn't have the Jedi robes anymore. She just has more this sort of armor plating type deal, which is very nice. You can see the brown legs with some printing there. Very, very cool. Another big draw for her is the fact her lightsabers, first of all, the different hilts, which I do like, because her hilts are somewhat unique, I believe. I mean, strictly speaking, these are more Sarge Ventress hilts, but nonetheless, I like the fact we did get different ones rather than the same usual ones we got before. I think they fit her very, very well. And the actual colours, comparing to Ezra, who will go more into in a second, of course. This is the standard, yellow, standard blue lightsaber we have got with pretty much, every Jedi, well not every Jedi, but the ones who have blue lightsabers before. You can see it is a slightly different tone to Ahsoka. Now, strictly speaking, in the Clone Wars, hers are white or grey. I don't entirely know, there are in fact 1,000 different colours of lightsaber, but they're kind of more see-through or transparent kind of type. And, well, technically speaking, while these aren't completely accurate to the Rebels, they're not grey or anything, I do like the fact they're kind of more purpley, light purple, light blue type deal. I'm not sure you can pick it up that well in the camera, but you can see a slight difference. I do like that very much, the fact we've got a different colour. I think that's a very, very nice improvement. And I would definitely say this is the best minifigure of the set. I would highly recommend you pick her up if you can. She's probably going to go for quite a lot on eBay separately. I'm not going to say she's worth buying the entire set for this, but I think Ahsoka plus the set itself is more than worth the price. So yeah, the other minifigures are pretty standard, so we'll go through them pretty quickly. But Ahsoka then, definitely the best minifigure of the set, one of the best minifigures we've had for a while, and probably one of the best minifigures of this year. So yeah, that being said, let's go now on to Chopper. Alright, so next up we have Chopper. I've got to put my hand behind him because otherwise he will get out of focus. Anyway, so Chopper here is a pretty standard astromech droid, although he is slightly different. I actually believe, and I've never had a Chopper, I believe he only came in the Ghost and the Phantom, although I'm not even sure if he came in the Ghost. The point is though, I have never had a Chopper, this is my first one. So he's a pretty cool guy, and I will compare him to a standard astromech. This one is of course taller. So I'm not entirely sure what that's about. I mean, to be honest with you, I know the Chopper in the actual Clone Wars is shorter, but, I mean, I don't know what it is about this minifigure. It just kind of looks like a baby, kind of sort of like a baby little toy. I mean, it is a toy, obviously, but still, I'm not 100% on this particular Chopper. The printing looks a little squashed up there. I'm not sure if you can see it too well. But overall, yeah, he's cool, you know, to have him, of course. Of course, he's a main character in the Ghost crew. And so that, and I'm not going to lie, at first, I really did not like Chopper. I hated his character. I thought he was so annoying. He was just a little brat, quite frankly. At one point, I almost wanted him shot, but that's just me. But he's kind of started to grow on me, I guess. You know, he's not bad, I guess. He could be worse. But again, comparing him to a standard astromech, you can see he's considerably shorter. His head comes up like the top of there. So if you have a normal astromech, if you don't have Chopper before, he's pretty much the size of the dome without the actual headpiece, so that's a little odd. No back printing. We actually have 3 pieces. One on the bottom, which is like there's this, I don't know what to call it, you know, smooth tile sort of piece. The legs themselves are shorter as well. I think you can more or less just see that this guy is considerably shorter than the majority of droids. But yeah, the printing, you know, it does pretty well considering it is somewhat more squashed up. I guess it could be worse, but nonetheless. So there we go, head printing, pretty nice, nothing massively special. But yeah, really, that's Chopper. I'm glad I got him, even though he's not a massive character in my eyes, in terms of like the entire lore of Star Wars. He's not, you know, a necessity. And if you have Chopper, there are easier ways to get Chopper. You go for pretty cheap on eBay, I think, because he did come in the Phantom. So if you want to get Chopper, that's an easy way. But nonetheless, it's cool to get him, I suppose, if you don't have him yet. So yeah, I'm glad we got Chopper in the set. And let's move now on to Ezra. Okay, so next up we have Ezra Bridger. Now in Season 3, he is going to look slightly different. He's going to be older and he's going to have a different lightsaber and a few different things. But this is, of course, based off Season 2, so this is perfectly fine. I believe this is the same one we have had in previous sets, such as the Phantom or the Ghost or other sets which I can't remember the names of. I don't believe there's any sort of different printing. There might be a little, I'm afraid I don't know. I do have an Ezra Bridger, but I got him in a random set. I can't remember where I got him from, but I got him from somewhere. But this might have slightly different printing, but nothing too special. Back printing is pretty standard, you know, pretty nice. Got that sort of symbol there. I'm not sure what that is. Sort of looks like an eagle, but that's probably just me. The lightsaber is, of course, the design he used to have before, spoiler alert, Darth Vader destroyed it, which, by the way, was a pretty badass fight scene, but nonetheless. The lightsaber, well, I mean, in Star Wars, the lightsaber kind of grew on me, the design of it, the hilt, and I was a little upset it got destroyed, because it was unique, and it kind of did express Ezra as a character, but to be honest, the Lego version is not my cup of tea. It looks weird. I can't help but look at these and think of binoculars. It just looks odd, really. It literally looks like someone it looks like a toy, basically, someone put together. I mean, of course it is, but, you know, let's not go into that. Nonetheless, though, it's kind of cool. In previous sets, he has come with a weapon, but it seems like he's more of a Jedi type thing in this set, so he only needs his lightsaber. Of course, his lightsaber does have a blaster in it, but nonetheless. Yeah, so you can see the printing there, pretty basic, nothing too special. As I said, probably the same we've had in previous sets. He does a backside of face. His face on the side, kind of more, not angry, kind of more scared, suspicious face, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. But yeah, that's more as Ezra. We've had him in previous sets. Pretty cool minifigure, I guess. You know, not massively special. I guess I prefer him rather than Chopper. But, you know, a pretty cool guy, I guess. He could be worse. And I feel, just like some other characters in Rebels, he has kind of grown on me over the years. Over the last 2 years, really. You know, he could be worse, quite frankly. He started off a lot worse, as so did a lot of the Rebels characters. But yeah, that's more to say to him. Let's now go on to the only, well, apart from Ahsoka, of course, the only new character, Commander Sato? I'm sorry, I don't know names. So next up we have Commander Sato, I'm afraid I don't know how to pronounce it. But we have seen him a few times, mostly in Rebels, of course, although for some unknown reason I feel like I know him from somewhere else. I'm sorry, I don't know. Leave down in the comments, wasn't he Expanded Universe or something? Because I feel like I know his name from somewhere else. But anywho, he hasn't really been in any sort of combat. We've seen him in sort of the command centers of like the Tantive 4 and these sort of vehicles in the Rebel fleet. So we have seen him a few times, and he's kind of there, almost like the Admiral Yularen of Rebels, I guess. But, yeah, pretty cool minifigure. I'm glad we got him eventually. I mean, again, he's not a massive, you know, insanely popular character, so it's not as if it's the biggest deal in the world. And his printing is pretty basic. Nonetheless, it's always nice to get new characters in Lego anyway. So, yeah. Now, his face printing, I believe he does have a particularly unique skin tone in the series. But his printing, like, the color of his head is kind of, I don't even know. I don't know why it reminds me of those monsters in the monster sets, like, you know, all those zombies in the minifigure series type thing. I don't know why, it just sort of does, and it's weird. I think it reminds me of. It reminds me of those Extremis guys from Iron Man 3 sets. That's what it reminds me of. He kind of looks just a bit weird. The skin tone is just a bit odd. It's not maybe like that. Comparing him to a regular minifigure, you see the skin tone difference there, and it's just a bit weird, quite frankly. I don't know how to describe it. You just have some wrinkles there. To be honest with you, the wrinkles look in a bit of a weird place. It kind of more looks like he's been scarred or something. So that's a little odd, but I guess that's okay, you know. Face printing is pretty standard though. No leg printing. His entire torso is more or less the same colour, such as like, you know, a lot of this sort of brown type deal. Anyway, so the printing there is also pretty basic. Nothing massively special there. We got a bit of back printing. Very nice. Very good. His gloves are kind of darker, sort of brown type deal. Hairpiece, pretty standard, we've seen that before as well. He does have a two-sided face. This side is more the angry kind of, oh no, we're going to die kind of face. So, yeah, but there we go, pretty cool. Yeah, so again, it's nice to get a new character as always in LEGO. You know, you can never have enough new characters, and if you're a collector, you gotta catch them all. That was a Pokemon reference there. Anyway, yeah. So there we go, pretty nice Commander Satyr, not a massive draw in my personal opinion, but still cool to get him, so yeah. Let's move on to the last figure now, Agent Kallus. The last minifigure of the set is Agent Kallus, who we've seen once or twice before. I'm not aware. I think we got him in the 80DP in 2015, I think. I can't remember. Anywho, so Agent Kallus is a pretty cool minifigure, pretty main guy. Now, I think a lot of people weren't a massive fan of his character in Rebels until the last season, where he was trapped on like a planet or something with Zeb. I don't entirely remember how it happened, but we got more character arcs with him and Zeb and why he feels the way he does about the Empire and other planets and stuff. And I think ever since that point, more people have sort of grown to him, more people see him as like a legitimate sort of person rather than just a cardboard cutout of a bad guy, like, oh, I'm a bad guy kind of stuff. So he does have more personality, which is nice. So, you know, we'll see how his character develops over the next season. His weapon does not change from previous ones. This is I don't know the species, I'm sorry. The same species as Zeb. What are they called? I don't remember, I'm sorry, but they use these sort of weapons, or well, it doesn't look entirely accurate in my opinion, but still, they use these sort of weapons as kind of magma guard, sort of baton things. The same sort of design, I believe, but yeah, taking that weapon away though. Of course, his entire torso and legs are all black with some printing here and there to represent he's an Imperial officer. Very nice then. I don't believe he is any different to ones we've got in the past. If you've got a previous Agent Kallus, I think he is the same in terms of printing everywhere. So, you know, the printing in front, the arm plating there. Very nice. Got the rank. Very good. Look on the back. We have some more armor plating here. Very similar to previous ones we've got. Very nice. Of course, this helmet is unique. What's it called? The shape of it, the design of it is very nice and unique. So that's very cool. Got a little bit of printing, not a massive amount, but nonetheless, very nice. Looking at his face printing then, face printing, the first one is kind of unamused sort of thing. He has that face a lot, really. He's not a smiler. This one is kind of his happy kind of, I'm going to kill you kind of look. So, yeah, nonetheless, we did not get any hair with him. I kind of wish we did. We have got hair in the past, in previous sets, but unfortunately we did not in this set. So that's a little of a bummer, but nonetheless, there you go. That's Agent Kallus. Again, pretty cool minifigure. If you don't have him before, then yeah, I guess he's cool to have. Really, a lot of these minifigures, you're only going to be particularly interested if you're into Rebels, really, unless you really like the Clone Wars, in which case you really want this Ahsoka. Other than that, if you don't watch Rebels, you won't be a massive fan of these minifigures, because they're all very extremely Rebels-based, of course. So, yeah, that being said, nice guy. I'm glad we got him. And let's move on to the set itself. Alright, so moving on to the set itself, we do have a few spring-loaded shooters here. We only get 3, I mean, there are 2 spring-loaded shooters in front, which I'll show you in a second, so we only get 1 spare, which is a little unusual, but, I mean, you know, that's just how LEGO does. Always get brick separator, nothing special there. Okay, so the set itself does have quite a few notable features. Comparing to the size of my hand, as you can see, it's not the massivest? The greatest sort of size set in the world. You know, it's not as big as, say, like the Star Destroyers or the Venators or stuff. So, for the price, it is perhaps a little, you know, on the smaller side, but it is compact. I mean, I actually compared it and I realized, completely by accident, this has a few more pieces, like 30 more pieces than the Clone Turbo Tank does, and it's about the same sort of length, maybe a bit longer, so it's clear LEGO are definitely making their set smaller, more compact, and packing it, because this is definitely a sturdy vehicle, you know, it's not going to break anytime soon. It's you know, if you can fight about, you can do whatever, it's definitely going to stay together no matter what, especially considering the handle is directly in the middle, and it's in the middle of sort of weight distribution kind of thing. So very nice. You can hold it like this and it's not going to tip either way. Very, very nice. Okay, moving on to the features then, going to the front. This is a printed, there are quite a few stickers, but this is printed. Very nice. And of course you can see this is a piece we've had several times before. If you've got any of those Jedi Interceptors, you'll probably have this piece. Very, very nice. That is a see-through bit there. You can't really see, I'm afraid. The lighting isn't brilliant. But you can somewhat see like the studs in there. So this is actually see-through. So it's pretty nice the fact they printed that on. But this, however, is a sticker. And pretty much I think everything else in the set which you see will be a sticker. Okay, so at the front we have these turrets that turn around. We have seen this in previous sets, such as some of the Old Republic sets, or I think frigates or other stuff like that, can't remember. Of course, down here you can see the spring-loaded shooters. Simply load it, fire. I don't think I have to do it again, but you know, this is a simple cannon, just there for detail. Very nice. But yeah, moving around, we have some nice detailing on the side. I actually just want to reveal the bottom and show that while it's not perfect, in my opinion, this is definitely one of the, I know it sounds odd, but one of the best, if you will, bottoms I have seen of a set, like one of the larger sets in a while, because normally with these sort of sets, first of all, if you turn like this, it'll probably just fall apart anyway, but assuming it does stick together, the bottom, generally speaking, is filled with a lot of technique. There aren't a lot of kind of, you know, detailing stuff, you know, to make it look nice, because of course it's not really meant to look at it from the bottom. This, however, is not the same. This, however, you can look at it from the bottom, and it does look actually quite good. Like if you're flying overhead and you want an underhead shot of it, then I think this is a very, very nice set for that. But that's just a mini little thing I just noticed. Anyway, so moving along here, we also have a couple stickers up there. We've got these pieces for detailing, which is very nice. I haven't seen them in a while. In fact, I've only really seen these pieces in, say, like city sets. They look more like ice cream type thing. But yeah, again, sticker there, as I said, quite a few stickers. Removing this then, of course, the lid does open up. I was just showing a little detail there. Very nice. Moving this then, it simply comes up, it's attached by that peg and that peg there. That's another sticker, by the way, as well. So as you can see here, we have a few different compartments. Oh, and that's a sticker within there as well. And we have a few compartments where you can put minifigures, you can put someone there. I don't really feel I have to, but I mean, you know. Leave down in the comments, do you want me to put minifigures in my sets when I review them more? Leave that down in the comments, but I think you can pretty much guess how it works. A minifigure will of course go in there, the main command station. Two will go either side there. They don't really do anything, there's not any panels. I kind of wish there was some sort of panel for them to do, but it's not the biggest deal. Weapons, or I believe these, will go in those pegs there, so that's very nice. And then in the front we'll get the main command thing, who kind of pilots it. So that's very cool. So I assume Commander Satyr would go there. We don't actually get a pilot, funny enough. I kind of wish we did, but I guess the pilot would only be a standard Rebel one. But I kind of compare this somewhat to the Tantive 4 from 2009, and with that we got more Rebel sort of pilot stuff. So I do kind of wish, in terms of minifigures, we got Rebels, like actual pilots and scouts and that kind of stuff. That'd be very cool as well. Not the biggest deal, however, you know, just be nice. A lot of this section is built in twos, in terms of, like, it says build, you know, this underside, then build another one, build this bit, build another one, as well as build that bit, build another one. So there's a fair amount of that when you're building the middle section, I suppose the front section, I suppose, yeah. Moving to the back then, it's just a lot of detailing really. I mean, you can see here, that's kind of nice detailing. These flaps, very nice. Again, this is another built-in two, because the exact same on the other side, which again, you can't really complain about, but nonetheless, the thing. This is meant to be the docking ramp, of course. Of course, this is not size accurate by some distance, considering that's meant to be the command station, and guys are meant to be able to fit in there quite easily, so yeah, this is not size accurate. Nonetheless, though, very nice detailing. There is a considerable amount of detailing here, and I think that's the reason for the extra pieces, because I am glad about that. But yeah, so moving to the back, there's not really a massive amount in this tiny section. It's mostly just detailed. This does not pull up and down or anything like that. Of course, as I showed you, the handle, very nice, you know, not messing like that. This does not come up and down, it stays in place. That's a sticker. The command station dish, sorry. Oops, and it came off. Okay, alright, so we do have the turrets here. I'm not sure this is accurate. I don't entirely recall. Maybe they just Lego put them on there, you know, because they wanted to put some of these things on every set. But if they are accurate, that's cool. And to be honest, they do look pretty cool, because, I mean, for example, with the Swamp Speeder from 2014, that set, I wasn't happy about the placement of those weapons, because they didn't look right, and you needed them for the minifigures. These ones, however, I am not fussed about, because they do look accurate, they do look very nice, and I think they actually do go with the set somewhat well, even if they're accurate or not. So you can see the mechanism there, type thing, how it works. It's not massively complicated. It's probably the longest bit of the build, or at least the most tedious bit, of course, to do the mechanism, but I think that's the same thing with more or less every build. So you can see here in the back we have the engines. Some very nice things here. Now, if you've watched the Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels, you know that these flaps open up. Strictly speaking, this is not accurate because these flaps, I believe, you see these gaps here? They are meant to completely fold in. So in terms of these two bits are meant to touch each other, and they're meant to completely fold in, so you can only see this bit. You're not able to see anything else, only the engine. So technically speaking, they are meant to be a lot closer, but I mean, I guess it's just the restrictions you have to have when building Lego, really. You know, you can't do everything. Nonetheless, if you turn the engine, the mechanism will work, and you see that working pretty simply, nothing special there. The engines fold out. Funny enough, it actually normally does this, I believe, to slow down. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like it does this more when it's braking, which doesn't really apply because there's no air and space, so there'll be no air restriction, and the engines come out more, so surely it will go faster. Not entirely sure how that works. I'm probably wrong in some respect, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool. Got some more engines back here. A lot of engines, of course. Very, very cool vehicle. Loving the design of this. Another radar dish here, which attaches. Very nice. Yeah, really, that's more or less the gist of all the features. Opens up very well. Unfortunately, fortunately, it is like it does stay in place. It is quite stiff in terms of you just fall that way. This one's not going to fall down. It falls down maybe a little, but not noticeably. You know, it does wobble a little, not a massive amount. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the entire gist of the set. Just going through a quick overview again, just want to show you the inside. My mum actually made a funny joke saying, this looks like a bath, so yeah, there you go. Anywho, yeah, that's more or less it, the features of the set. Very nice. I think detail is actually a large part of the set, and I'm actually glad I did have those extra pieces. I guess I am willing to pay that £90 to get it early. Sorry, what? No, it was £100. I don't know what I'm talking about. It was £100 and $110. So it is a little pricey. £90 or $90 would have been the perfect price, but I mean, it's not one of those sets you have to get. I said this in my Let's Build, which is down in the description. You don't have to get this right now. It's not a massive priority. You can wait a little while, of course, you know. If you've got a birthday coming up or Christmas, I guess Christmas is a little far, but I mean, if you're willing to wait till Christmas, then this is definitely something that's worth picking up, especially if you're into Rebels or maybe the Clone Wars, because we saw this in the Clone Wars a little bit, as well as Ahsoka. Very nice, even though she doesn't, this particular variant doesn't come in the Clone Wars. I feel like I'm talking about Ahsoka a lot, aren't I? But yeah, so it's definitely a very, very nice set, as I've said several times. The detailing is a large part of it. I do like detailing, and I am glad they added those extra pieces. It does feel like they needed them. You know, sometimes it seems like Lego puts some pieces where they don't really need, like they're putting a ton of connectors when they don't need it, just try and fill up pieces. But I feel like every piece in here was important, like was, you know, did add something to it. Even if the price is a little steep, but I'd recommend waiting a little while if you can to get this a bit cheaper, because I think it will go on sale in some stores. And yeah, although saying that, I think it is an Argos or Target exclusive, so I don't really know what happens about that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that is it then to the set. Let's move down on to the instructions, the box, and include this review. Okay, so instruction manual, we only get one, which was a little surprise. I thought we normally get more than that, especially considering in the, what was it called, the Darth Vader and A-Wing Starfighter, which I'm going to review next. We've got two instruction manuals, but nonetheless, okay, moving to the back then, we have, of course, this thing, not much I'm going to say there, we've had him for a little while now. We have an advertisement for the Star Wars The Force Awakens video game, which, if you're curious, I do hope to get at some point. I don't have it right now, but it is a little costly. Well, it's not really for a game, but in terms of, like, you know, I still have to spend that sort of money for it, and I'd rather buy Lego right now, to be honest with you. So nonetheless, it looks like an amazing game. There are a lot of gameplays online, so go check that out. We've got, you know, Master Force type thing. We've seen this kind of thing before. We've got all the sets from the line. You know, I've got, by the way, that set and that set. Both the reviews of both those sets you'll be seeing very soon. I'm thinking about whether I should get the ATT and the Resistance X-Wing. Leave down in the comments, do you want me to get them, even though it's late. So, yeah, leave that down in the comments as well. I'm asking you to leave a lot of stuff down below, but, you know, I'm sure you can handle it. Anyway, so you can see here all the minifigures from that line. Very nice, guys. Very, very cool. We've got a lot of inventory here. 2 full pages of it. Yep, pretty cool then. Moving on, we have 135 pages of build, about 286 steps. This took me, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours to build, I would say. Yeah, I mean, I was listening to music, and funny enough, music, I don't know why, also leave this down in the comments. When you're building a set, do you listen to music? And if you do, does it help you build faster? It helps me build faster. I don't know why, but it's kind of like I go with the rhythm of it. But yeah, anywho, that's it then. Pretty nice instruction manual, pretty bulky, you know, got good size to it, all that good stuff. And as I said, there's a lot of ×2s in here, but, you know, nothing we can do about that. Okay, let's move on to the box. The box is the same size as the clone turbo tank box, with that sort of more kind of square type shape. Okay, so on the back we've got all the features I went over, such as those missiles, not spring loaded, what are they called? Flick missiles, I think, yeah. We've got the handle, of course, that comes up. We've got the people you can put in there. Again, leave down in the comments, do you want me to like actually put the minifigs in the sets when I review them? Leave it down below. I guess you can put his lightsaber in that hook. Doesn't really make any sort of sense, but we'll just go with that. And apparently you can shoot with his thing. Again, if you know the weapon in Rebels, that makes no sense, but we won't go into that anymore. Anyway, so we also got those spring load shears, very cool, and of course that opens up. We've actually got different art here. This one is the yellow Anakin's thing, and then the instructions is the red Obi-Wan's thing. But yeah, so, and on the top, as I have said a few times, I enjoy the sort of art because it looks more sort of technical. It looks kind of like it's actually a mechanics type thing, and I like that sort of idea of it. I think it looks pretty cool, kind of looks advanced, so it's very nice. On the box here, we have the minifigures, of course, they're upside down, but you know, you can see them. Very cool. Front of the box, nothing too special. You've probably seen it. As usual, I have no idea why they choose to not put the piece count on European boxes. Lord knows why, because they just want to annoy us, apparently. But yeah, so there you go. That's it. The box, pretty standard, nothing too special. Same size as the Clone Turbo Tank box. Sorry. The weight of it is what you probably expect. I'd say it's a little heavier because, again, it is more pieces than you would think in a set of this size, but nonetheless, there you go. Let's move now on to concluding my review of the Rebel Combat Frigate. So thank you guys for watching my review of the Rebel Combat Frigate 75158. As I've said several times throughout this review, this is definitely worth picking up if you're a Rebels fan or a Clone Wars fan, or I'd even say maybe an Originals fan, because this definitely could be passed off as an expanded universe sort of original sort of set, because it does look very similar. It does have a lot of these sort of traits, I say, the Tantive 4, and of course it is part of the Rebel fleet. So, you know, if you're trying to build up your Originals collection, I definitely would say this can be passed as an original set. It's definitely part of the Rebellion fleet, and I think it looks very nice along with it. So then, this set costs £100 or $110, as I've said a few times. That is quite steep. I don't want to say, I don't really want the people who said Lego's getting more expensive, they're giving you less in each set. Because pieces-wise, it kind of ish works out. I mean, there are a few larger pieces, but I'm not entirely sure why it's a tad more expensive. I'm a little worried that Lego is starting to get a bit more expensive just because they feel like they can. Although saying that, of course, I suppose they can, because I mean, I did buy the set anyway, so there you go. Saying that, it was £120 at Toys R Us, so don't go there to buy it whatsoever. Yeah, though. Pretty nice set, worth picking up, maybe at a bit of a discounted price, although saying that I believe it's exclusive to Target or Argos, ergo it may be a little while before it goes on any sort of decent discount. Maybe it'll go on Amazon, I'm not entirely sure. I hope it will. They seem to have most things on Amazon, so hopefully it will eventually. I'm not going to say it's going to be cheap on eBay or Bricklink. Maybe check them in like a few weeks, maybe, or I say a few weeks, sorry, a few months rather. It might be a bit cheaper, I don't know. We'll see, really. Okay then, that is my review of the set. I hope you did enjoy it, and as I said a few times, I would say it is worth picking up. The the Ahsoka Rebels version and the set itself, I believe, are worth the price. Again, maybe wait a little while, but there you go. I feel like I've reiterated that several times now, so I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, thank you guys for watching this review, which I've also said several times now. The link to the Let's Build will be down in the description, and I've said that 3 times as well. Wow, my outros are so long, dear Lord. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's the 5th time I've said it. I will see you next time with probably my A-Wing review, so stay awesome. Bye, troops. As I've said several times throughout this review, this... Die!